appears that George Santos, the newest liar in Congress, is facing some serious allegations. According to CNBC, who put out a report recently about a Santos staffer, former staffer now, named Sam Mail, who had previously worked for Santos's campaign, two of his campaigns specifically, who has been alleged to have been impersonating a McCarthy staffer. Why would you do that? And who is that staffer? It's Dan Meyer. Dan Meyer had served as McCarthy's chief of staff since 2019. Apparently, according to CNBC, Mail had impersonated Meyer in phone calls to donors during both the 2020 and 2022 election cycles. So not just one campaign, but two. Amazing. So now look, this was not Santos himself. This was a staffer that worked for him, who was paid, by the way, very, very handsomely by the Santos campaign. And we're not sure exactly where Santos had got the money to give to the campaign. Whether he got it from his business, the DeVolder organization, if that is a shell corporation. There's a lot of shady things happening here with George Santos, if that is even his real name. Okay, so now, getting to the payment. Santos's campaign paid Mail almost $50,000 for fundraising during the failed 2020 run for Congress, and was paid over $42,000 during the 2022 cycle, according to FEC data. Wow. Okay. So now, once again, paying someone for impersonating a staffer for donations. Look, if you thought lying about your entire resume was bad, well, this would be far worse, because this could be criminal. Now, the Washington Times actually had reported this first, and they reported the claim of impersonation last month. So now I'm wondering, which I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, why didn't this come out during the campaign? Why were the Democrats not saying, look at this guy. He's impersonating, paying people to impersonate staffers. Where was the Republican opposition? Now, of course, look, I'm sure Republicans looked at this and were like, except for New York Republicans, who, by the way, are calling him out, calling for his resignation, to be fair. But national Republicans, they looked at this guy and they were like, wow, that guy's a huge liar. Welcome aboard. Yes, we could use that kind of brazenness here in Congress. So now, a source to the Washington Times said that the fundraiser, again, allegedly posing as Meyer, also used a fake email address to send follow-up emails to donors. The source is a New York GOP operative who did not disclose their name. And they said that McCarthy aides first became aware of the allegations after a GOP donor flagged the contact from the supposed McCarthy aide as quote-unquote unusual all the way back in August of 2021. So McCarthy knew about this, and Republicans knew about this all the way back in 2021. Why didn't they do anything about it? That's a good question. Well, I've got a couple of reasons. For one, Santos's lawyer, Joe Murray, had told CNBC that Mail was let go about a year ago. Oh, see, the fall guy, he's gone. He did it. We didn't know he was actually doing this. Plausible deniability. And so they fired him, by the way, after paying him all this money. It's almost $100,000. And by the way, the campaign raked in donations. And so no criminal charges, by the way, against this guy. So he gets away with this scot-free. That's a pretty sweet deal. Made almost $100,000 just calling people and impersonating someone else. It's amazing. Keeps the money. He kept the money. So now McCarthy, he gets something from this too. And Republicans. Remember, McCarthy only has, I should say House Republicans only have a very slim majority. They need every vote they can get. That's why, look, New York Republicans are like, you should get rid of this guy. He's a liar. He's an absolute gigantic liar. You can't trust a damn thing that he says. McCarthy's like, we need him. I want to keep our majority. Besides, George Santos also voted for me for speaker. What am I supposed to do? Go after one of our own? No, he turned a blind eye to this. Because of course he did. And so, Insider reported that End Citizens United, a left-leaning advocacy group, had filed complaints on Monday with the Office of Congressional Ethics, the Department of Justice, and the FEC over these. That same day, American Bridge also filed a complaint with the OCE, arguing that Santos had falsified his financial disclosures. So these are very serious things, which is why it's a really good thing for him that the rules package McCarthy and Republicans just passed completely guts the ethics office. According to Insider, the new rules impose 8-year term limits for the Office of Congressional Ethics board members. That results in the immediate removal of 3 of the 4 Democrats on the board. Today, gone. But I'm sure that's just a coincidence, right? I mean, the removal of those, board members means that this Office of Congressional Ethics is now pretty much completely paralyzed. They can't do a damn thing. But again, super coincidence. How convenient. How convenient. You know what this is? It's corruption. That's what it is. And look, nobody's gonna be punished for it. And by the way, Santos knows this and was rubbing it in our faces during an interview. He said, quote, of this gutting of the OCE, quote, I think it's fantastic. Well, you would say that. Getting rid of the ethics? Because I'm one of the most unethical people that have entered into Congress? Fantastic. I can do whatever I want now. I can get away with it. Because of course. And it looks like so far he might. Now that said, he's relatively new and doesn't have a whole lot of power. So why, again, is McCarthy defending him? Well, we know it's because of that slim majority and because he needs to vote. Those rules packages also included a stipulation that ensured that any one member could vote to remove McCarthy from the speakership role, a motion to vacate. So, looks like if McCarthy, doesn't defend George Santos now, George Santos could say, I think McCarthy should be removed from speakership. And there it is. Another example of rampant corruption in Congress, supported by the Republican Party. Okay. Go to Matt Walsh. He's the most unethical person in Congress. That's saying a lot. It really is. It really is. Maybe he's not the most unethical, but that's the most blatant example of it. At least others tend to hide their corruption a little bit better. But he's just out there and he openly like, what are you talking about? Impersonation? No, ethics. No, it's great. It's great that it got gutted. Yeah, wonderful.